What's going on, everybody? This is Blockchain Bullz, Blockchain J right here. So check it out. I'm in Guadalajara, Mexico. Uh, obviously, uh, hard to make a lot of videos when I'm in Mexico because I'm constantly out exploring. Like, why come to Mexico if I'm not going to explore? Well, uh, throughout the day, I have plenty of time to check my portfolio, check the market, and pay attention to what's going on. And I have been doing that. By the way, I've been drinking mezcal, tequila. So mezcal is different than tequila. If you want to know why, I can explain that. But there's a difference between the agave and whatnot. Um, so far, I'm enjoying Mexico. If you guys ever thought about coming to Mexico, do it. Like, all these people are like, oh, I don't want to go to Mexico. It's so crazy. I don't want to get my head chopped off and this and that. I'm like, dude, I'm walking around Mexico. I'm like, I've been to crazier places in the United States right now. Thanks to everyone who's crushing up the likes. Pound those likes if you love Mexico. How about that? Anyways, yeah. So as a gringo, as an Americano, I love coming down to Mexico. I went to Cabo. I went to Guadalajara. Soon, I'm headed to Cabo San Lucas. If you guys want to see my travels, hit that top button there. I've got my YouTube channel, Island Hopper TV. You guys can go and see all this stuff. I went to Ajaik, the coolest freaking town that I've been to. I mean, it's an American colony here in Mexico. This Mexican guy, he said, well, just imagine if America kind of like blended with Mexico, and that's what Ajaik is. But I'm like, well, we don't want to get too much American, but we don't want to get too far away from Mexico because it's good. And that's Ajaik. And I made a video, and you guys can see that after this. It's pretty cool. But like I said, I've been drinking mezcal. I've been drinking tequila. Anyways, we're going to talk about cryptocurrency. That's the whole reason we went on here, because I've had about 3 or 4 shots. I had a great carne asada tacos, Guadalajara style. You know, you come down here, you got to get some tortas. They want to get you to eat tortas. And in case you didn't know, a torta is like a sandwich. But anyway, so obviously the stimulus is going through, right? Or, well, it looks like it's going to go through. When do you expect the $1,400 check? Sometime in mid-March. But is that going to pump the price of Bitcoin? Now, here's the thing. I talk to a lot of retail investors. I don't think they're going to go into Bitcoin. So I think they're going to go into some altcoins. I think ultimately that's what retailers, especially if they've already been invested, they're going into things like Cardano. They're going into things like Stellar Lumens. They look at Bitcoin, at least the retail investors that I talk to, they don't have an interest in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is completely an institutional investors' opportunity. People who are new to the market, honestly, they want to go into Cardano. And Cardano is gaining a lot of momentum. Now, when we look at Cardano, obviously, they don't have a working platform. It's like they don't have a working product. It's like we're always pushing this narrative of like, do they have a working product? But they've got a lot of good momentum behind it. And the thing that makes Cardano really special is they have the tokenomics. The tokenomics for Cardano are there. And that's because they have that, you know, like for a retail investor, like I got $1,400, I can get almost 1,400 Cardano. They look at Bitcoin, they're like, I can't even get a full Bitcoin. I can't even get a half a Bitcoin. I can't even get a 0.1 Bitcoin. So they're looking at other things. So I think the altcoins are really what's going to rally here. I think Bitcoin's going to get a little juice, you know, and it's stuck below 50,000, but Bitcoin is kind of hard to move that one. I mean, you need institutional investors in order to do that. And I don't think the adoption is going to come from retail investors. I've already kind of moved on. This whole idea that Bitcoin is going to be it's going to replace the dollar. I don't think so. I think it'll have to be something else. There's going to have to be some other project that's going to come along that's going to prove its worth. Something like Doge or something like Cardano, something along those lines. But I don't think it's going to be Bitcoin because the tokenomics just don't work out. Then you have these people in the Bitcoin Cash community and the Bitcoin SV community, and they're like so convinced that it's going to be. I'm like, dude, you still also have 21 million coins in your tokenomics. So I think these high circulating supply tokens or coins that allow people, institutional investors, to feel like they're going to get in at $1, get a full one for $1, $1.02, something like that. I think that's where it's at personally. What do you guys think? So if we're looking at the Bitcoin price, that's the big thing that people are banking on, is that now that the stimulus is coming out, people are going to want to put their stimulus money into Bitcoin. Of course, me, I go onto my Facebook, I go on my Twitter. I was like, raise your hand if you're going to put your money into Bitcoin. People are like, oh, I need to talk to you about that. You know, like they're always like, I need to talk to you about that because I've been wanting to do that. I'm like, dude, I'm thinking like, where were you in 2014, 2015 when I was talking about Bitcoin? You know, now that it's like sky high, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want you to jump in at this price, although I think it's going to go higher. But I'm like, I'm not as bullish as I was when it was $600 or $3,000, right? And it was $3,000 like last March. It was in the $3,000 range. Thanks to the 12 people who crushed up the likes. What's up, Dee? What's up, Jizzle? Yeah, you guys are talking about OVR. OVR has been a beast. And yeah, I mean, someone pumped OVR a little earlier to like 94 cents. I got a notice from CoinMarketCap because I use two apps for checking my portfolio. I use CoinMarketCap, the app, and I turn on notifications for all the coins, the tokens that I want to hold, like PPay, OVR. I haven't done it for Udo. Actually, Udo has been flopping, so I apologize like that. I'm just gonna have to be patient with that one. I think we're all gonna have to be patient with Howdo. But you know, it's like that's all the investments. You know, they all take time to get life, and they all take time to get some enthusiasm, and then they go. You know, it's like sometimes you'll invest in something and it drops like 25%, and you'll be like, "Damn, man, what the hell just happened?" Someone's texting me on Skype here. Let me turn off Skype. I don't want to be messaging people on Skype. But anyway, OVR has been performing. PPay pulled back a little bit, but I'm still excited about Howdo. I really think it's going to go. I think it's going to go. I don't see why it's not that social media network, because I'm like the reason the way that my mind thinks. I don't know if you guys think the same way, but I'm like, where is the demand in society? Like, what do people want? People want certain things. So when I see a project coming out that's filling that demand, I'm like, just based on that, that's a good reason to take a look at the project. Then you have to find out if like the people behind it appear to be legit, like working on something. And so with OVR, they have a working product. So I was like, that one's kind of like going to go somewhere. PPay, I was like, people want this all in one. So I was like, PPay is going to go somewhere. And anytime you get something like that that's under a $10 million market cap and serving that kind of filling that void, it's like, it's a no-brainer. So I'm like, people right now want decentralized social media. So I'm looking at Howdo and I'm like, hello, tell me something else that's out there. They're like DLive and this and that. And I'm like, I don't think so. Yeah, I think Tron owns DLive. So I'm like, most people don't really trust Tron because they don't trust Justin Sun. So we'll see. Right, Randy says everyone is running to Mexico. There are a couple. There is a bit of gringos down here. Like the Baja has a lot of gringos. In this place called, well, they told me specifically, they're like, we don't want too many more Americans coming down here. These are American expats who don't want Americans coming down to Mexico because they don't like y'all. They think you guys got attitudes. They think you guys are like you're all screwy Louis, so they ran away from y'all. No, I'm just kidding. I'm an American too. Because I was like, oh, I'm an American. They're like, they say this stuff. That's why this is what they told me. They tell people that you're going to get your head cut off and that you're going to get abducted and kidnapped. And that does happen. But they say they go on those groups to do that to deter more Americans from coming down here because they're trying to get away from you guys. So I was like, oh, he's like, yeah, he was all trying. He was pumping us up with all this like fear. And then he was like, well, actually, it's only really in the north. You go in the south and it's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, the Mexican people are really chill, man. People say mescaline comes from Mexico. Well, yeah, I mean, you could get the tequila called mezcal. Anyway, you guys can ask me questions about Mexico all day long. You guys can ask me questions about anything, cryptocurrency. Will I go to Tulum? Yeah, I'm going to go to Yucatan. I'm going to the Yucatan. Tomorrow I'm going to Mexico City, the biggest city in the world, depending on who you ask. Some people say it's Shanghai. Some people say it's Tokyo. But other people would say it's Mexico City. Right now I'm in Guadalajara. So I'll be going to Mexico City tomorrow. I pinned the link to Island Hopper TV. I want you guys to come over and check me out over there because I'm really active over there. And just remember, I'm totally locked into cryptocurrency. Like, I'll be wearing my cryptocurrency hats on Island Hopper TV. So I'm like, I'm shilling Bitcoin over there too, because I believe in honestly decentralized projects, and I believe in decentralization, but I also believe in digital currency. See these little shillings? See these little shillings? These coins, they fall out of your pocket so easy. But down here, everyone takes them. I try to tell people, I'm like, do you have PayPal? Because you're not supposed to really use your credit card down in Mexico because of credit card fraud. But I'm like, but I've got to carry around all these coins, and they fall out of my pocket. And like even the money falls out of my pocket. Like I'll have a cell phone in my pocket, I'll have wallet in my pocket, and I'll be carrying the cash, and it'll like drop out of my pocket. And I'm like, dude, I am so bullish on digital currency for personal reasons, because I'm like, we need digital currency because this is ridiculous. Now, with that being said, when you come to a place like Mexico, coins are very functional. Like you're getting away from the technology. You're getting away from the BS. You're getting away from like the grid, and you're literally living off grid here in Mexico. So I would say there are some benefits to the old world, and you get the old world out here in Mexico, and I really like that. This guy, he's asking me what time he should meet me in the lobby. He's always asking me questions. My buddy who's traveling with me, he's supposed to be making videos. WOC says 90% of my money in crypto. Micah Coleman says VeChain had a heck of a day. I mean, there was a couple projects that had a heck of a day. If we take a look at this, let's see who had a heck of a day. Ocean Protocol. Chili's just keeps soaring, man. Chili's is moving. Uniswap. VeChain did have a heck of a day. Voyager is a beast. Voyager's been a beast. Theta is fixing to be a beast. Theta's got a bright future ahead of it. Oh gosh, Ethereum Classic. The most boring coin in cryptocurrency aside from Tether is Ethereum Classic. Like, why would I invest in Ethereum Classic? Can someone please tell me why I should buy Ethereum Classic, or why anyone would buy Ethereum Classic? Like, go away, Ethereum Classic already. I'd rather buy Ethereum, and at that point, I'd rather buy a hard fork like Cardano. Like, who's buying Ethereum Classic for real? All right, Reserve Rights is having a big day. Icon, it's like a North Korean decentralized cryptocurrency that's like totally legacy. It's like actually like crappy tech, but because it's from South Korea, it does good. So I like invested in Icon at like 30 cents, and it's like $1.92. But I'm like, every time I've tried to use Icon, I'm just like, dude, this is like the most outdated tech ever for staking and everything. Chainlink dipped below $20 or $30. Okay. Let's see. Crypto.com, man, that one's getting ready to go. Like, I'm surprised Crypto.com hasn't taken off. I don't know what's going on with that project. Synthetics is super overdue. Algorand, at some point, Algorand's going to move. Their marketing team doesn't do anything, though. They don't talk. They don't communicate. They don't do much. But they're a solid project. So, I mean, they're letting their tech do the talking. Let's see. Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash has had a bit of a run, but Polkadot. I don't know about you guys, but I'm probably most bullish on Polkadot at this moment. I mean, my opinion could change tomorrow, but I'm probably most bullish on Polkadot. What are you guys bullish on? Remerson says, only 17 likes. Let's show this guy some love. Dude, thanks, man. Hey. No, because I'm in Mexico. You guys should be showing me love because I'm in Mexico. You guys should be like, yeah, he's in Mexico. He's like getting out of America and, going, showing us what's up in Mexico. And he's drinking water and mezcal and tequila and beer. Yeah, and carne asada. I got a real early flight. Well, actually, I only have a 10 o'clock flight, but I got to leave here at 7 because the airport in Guadalajara is pretty far away from the centro, the city center. Like in Mexico, some of these airports are really far away from the city center. Like, thankfully, when I get to Mexico City's airport's like in the city. So that'll be interesting. Filecoin, dude, I hold a bag of Filecoin. I really do. Ever since Winklevoss started tweeting, like if you guys don't follow Winklevoss twins on Twitter, you guys need to start following those guys because they're worth following on Twitter. Start following Gary V, Gary Vaynerchuk. I like Gary V, but I have to like subscribe to Gary V, unsubscribe to Gary V, resubscribe to Gary V, unsubscribe because Gary V posts so much. I'm like, okay, Gary V, I need a break from Gary V. And then I'll like give Gary V like a week or two or a month or two or sometimes 6 months, and then I'll come back. But he's shilling the heck out of NFTs. Like everyone is shilling NFTs. I mean, it's like who's behind the whole NFT thing? I don't know, but that's like the big wave, NFT. If you're not already investing in NFT, I don't know what's going on. Hey, I see you got Woke got ADA, Telcoin, Fuse, One, BNT, LTC, SRK. I hold a few of those. ADA and Fuse are my biggest bags that I hold right there. So shout out to you, WOC. What are you guys' biggest bags out there? Someone said one mention of tequila and your likes nearly doubled. Yeah, I mean tequila, dude, in Mexico, like everything is very legit. Like it's not like that fake processed fake alcohol that you get in the United States that gives you a headache, filled with sugar and corn syrup and everything. Like you get like real mezcal, real tequila out here. And so you don't get like headaches. You don't get all this like side effects. It's real alcohol. And that's what's good. So, all these people are like, oh, Mexico, this and that. I'm like, have you been to Mexico? Come on down. Check it out. Viva la Mexico, It's funny because there's a lot of gringos. They're scared to come to Mexico. And I understand because the media like scares the crap out of people. But you come down here and you're like, the people down here are so nice. They're very friendly, really friendly people. I'm not just saying that. You know me, I don't BS. I'll tell you the truth. ADA and room for super farm. Okay. So your biggest bag, super farm and ADA. Okay. Right on. Tom, the crypto man. Shout out to Tom, the crypto man. That guy is a rider. He's always there. Felipe says, I'm from Republic, Rio Grande Nice. I don't even know where that's at. Mexico's big. I'm still just trying to get to what is it? Guantanamo or something like that. There's so many towns out here. There's Zacatecas. There's, man, Michoacan has a whole state of stuff. Everyone's saying go to Chiapas. They're saying I'm obviously trying to go to the Yucatan. I'm going to Oaxaca, Puerto Escondido. So many different places in Mexico. It's crazy. But Baja's legit. I mean, Baja's legit. Puerto Vallarta. People say don't go to Acapulco. That's everyone I talk to says do not go to Acapulco. The once beautiful place, Acapulco, is one of the places that all the locals will tell you don't go there. Puerto Adventurous is nice in Mexico. I've never been to Puerto Adventurous. Salad Head says, I went to Cancun and had some wild relations. Oh, nice. Yeah, you get a lot of there are a lot of people, a lot of ladies go down there to do yoga and they are like single. So yeah, and they're kind of looking for someone to show up. Salad Head says, but Greece men have, okay. No, I do like Greece. Peace Frog says Coin. How about Coin? Coin has finally started to roll out their new project or their new test net. Coin is a project that I have a little bit of that I was originally very interested in. I've lost a little bit of enthusiasm, but I still hold like a big bag that I bought probably around, I don't know, I want to say like 15 cents. It's at 33 cents. It's kind of been plateauing around the 30s. It's due for a breakout, but I heard they were like doing some corporate stuff, like suing someone called Coin Artist, and I was like, "Oh, that's whack." And then they were like, following their Twitter was no good. But if they pull up, I'll go with them. Colombia, okay. I mean, I've heard good things about Colombia, honestly. Why am I not verified with BAT? I think I am. Reef, because dude, I don't want to talk about that, dude. I don't. But thanks. What's up with Hydro? You know, I don't know much about Hydro. You're not talking about Hoodoo. Hydro. I've never bought Hydro. Let me take a look. I'm not touching Hydro. I don't know anything about Hydro. I just looked and it was like they look like they're in a world of problems. I do like Cosmos. I do like Cosmos. John D. Lynn Van Wingarden says, I like Nicaragua and Costa Rica better than Mexico. I heard a lot of really good things about Guatemala, Belize, but right now with COVID, you can't really like travel in between countries like you normally could. Because usually I would go Mexico, I would go to like Costa Rica, I could go to Guatemala, I could go to Nicaragua, I could get around like that. But with COVID, it's kind of, going in between countries, you got to get all these different tests. And I guess it's not that hard, but it's also a little bit inconvenient. So, no, it's all good, John. Jan. Sounds Dutch, maybe Danish. Are you Danish or Dutch? I would say probably one of those two. Yeah, McAfee. Yeah, McAfee. John McAfee. He got indicted for some cryptocurrency stuff, I guess, here recently. And the way the news was reporting it was like John McAfee indicted for cryptocurrency. And I'm like, that's FUD. They're trying to spread FUD with that. And I was like, no, what McAfee was doing was he was doing legit pump and dumps, apparently. McAfee, he's always just kind of been like, I think they said he was on bath salts. I have no idea what he was on. He seemed like an interesting enough guy. I would, if you were getting financial advice from John McAfee and you were taking it as gospel truth, it's like, dude, why were you listening to John McAfee like that? Like, the guy is just like, he's like the old man that's drunk at the bar. Like, when you meet an old man who's drunk at the bar, who's clearly on something else also, but he's also kind of intelligent, it's like, take it with a grain of salt. Like, realize what you're dealing with. It's like, if you were getting duped by John McAfee and his like whatever he's on, I don't know, man. You got to take that. That's like a life lesson. Like, I mean, I've met some old men at bars that'll tell you all sorts of things, that they were millionaires and that they have like all these hedge funds and this and that, and then you wake up the next morning and you're like, this guy's like totally homeless. So I mean, if you're taking financial advice from John McAfee, it's like, take it with a grain of salt. Like, could be true, could be wrong, but at the end of the day, don't take it as like gospel truth. It's like, he's not God. So, I mean, I follow John McAfee just because he's entertaining. Like, I don't follow him because I'm like, oh, wait, I want the next McAfee pump. Like, but I guess he's getting in trouble. But he was one of those guys, he was doing a lot of different things, like ICOs without disclosing it and all this and that. Everyone keeps talking about McAfee's dog. Like, okay, McAfee's dog in Belize. I don't know. I mean, you could watch a documentary on that on YouTube better than you would ask me. Do you like Hedgic? I haven't checked out Hedgic, but since you seem to have some sort of inkling, show me guys a really good low capper to take a look at, because that's where we found OVR. That's where we found a lot of coins, actually. That's one of the benefits of being in this community, is we have people. So you guys give me coins to check out. I look at it, and then if I decide to talk about it, I share it with the community. There's tons of different communities out there, but that's how I work it. Again, I don't bat 1,000. I don't bat 100%. I try to win more than I lose. I'll say that. Hedgic, I don't like it right now off the cuff because it has such a high market cap, but let me take a look. The simplest options trading experience. Something like this, I could see 10xing. I could see Hedgic 10xing because it kind of reminds me of, it's kind of in line with what I see with synthetics. So something like Hedgic could 10x, could 20x, but I'm honestly, at this point in time, I've got my core positions in synthetics and some other projects, but I would definitely add this to my radar and continue checking it out. So thank you for that. SRK, the thing with SRK is it's a bit overvalued from where I would like to enter. Again, a $94 million market cap. See, I've tried to tell you guys probably 100 times, look at market cap. Do you guys ever look at market caps? Because the price per coin is irrelevant. The market cap is what you need to be paying attention to. So when I'm trying to get into a cryptocurrency startup, I'm looking for a low cap gem. $94 million in a bull market even is not a low capper. That's a mid cap. That's a mid cap project. And I do think Spark Point is a good project, by the way. But I've already invested in it, and I'm not looking to add. I'm not looking to add on. Sorry. Could be. I mean, I hope it goes up to the moon. Obviously, I'm looking for low cappers from you guys. So let's see. Thanks to the 36 people who crushed up the likes. Mark says market cap is the key. Thank you. It is. I mean, if you're going to dabble in altcoins, go for the low market cap projects. Once they get over like 50 million, I start losing interest in them. Once they get close to 100 million, I'm like, unless you're the next Cardano or you're the next like Chainlink, I'm like, bye. Sayonara. I'm looking for the next one. Redcoin. If I'm getting into, I got a low capper for you guys. Uptrend. Have you guys heard of Uptrend? Let me see if I can get you the, I have a couple of, this one right here, Uptrend, one up. I bought a bag of this. It's like super dipping, but it's kind of like basically what Redcoin is. I mean, if I compare, so this one's got, so it's called One Up. I might actually make a full video on this. It's got a $1 million market cap. Dude, if it goes to 10 million at 10x's, it's a whole lot easier than something at 100 million to go to 1 billion. You get it? So uptrend, super low, one up is the ticker. Let's compare that to Redcoin. Okay. So one uptrend basically does what Redcoin does. Redcoin has a $118 million market cap. One up has a $1 million market cap. At what point do you say, okay, I'm moving on beyond Redcoin and I'm going to one up? Because if one up goes to the same market capitalization of Redcoin, which basically does almost the same thing, I don't see why it doesn't do the same thing. Redcoin is a coin, though. I will say that, opposed to a token. But if it goes to $114 million market cap, one up, it 114x. So if you're going to get into something like Redcoin, get into one up. At least take out some sort of position in one up. So I mean, sorry. I'm good on Redcoin. Theta has a 10x in this year. No. Yeah, I mean, it's got a working product. I don't personally have a channel on Theta. Should I start a channel on Theta? I know that I'm invested in Theta. So I will say that. What did you get, Salad? Yeah, I hear you, Jan, about projects that release 1 million coins and keep 1 billion in the project. No thanks. Yeah, no kidding. I hear you. Do I think opium is legit? What is opium? Is that a coin, or are you asking me about opium? You might as well ask me like, hey, have you ever thought about going down to South America and doing some ayahuasca, or have you ever thought about going to Joshua Tree National Park in California and doing some peyote? Have you ever thought about going to Burning Man? Have you ever thought about going to Burning Man? We should have a crypto convention at Burning Man. Let's see. Someone gave me a super chat from Todd. I see you, Todd. You did give me a super chat. Let me give a shout out to LIT. So shout out to Todd for giving a super chat. Now let's see if we're going to give Todd a shout out for shilling a great project. Super high market cap there, Todd. $152 million. I just got done saying I'm not a big fan of high market caps, but let's take a look at the project. Build a user-centric world with blockchain, a network support cross-chain aggregated identities, build on substrate, ready for Polkadot. Okay. I would say something like this. Yeah, add it to your radar. Community governed, fully decentralized, sure. Privacy focused, blockchain powered. I mean, their talking points are a little bit weak. They could do a little bit better. Like, I mean, fully decentralized. Like, who isn't trying to be fully decentralized and get out of the way of the SEC at this point? Community governed. I mean, yeah, it's got to be community governed if it's going to be fully decentralized. Privacy focused. I think, okay, sure, but they're only limited on that. I think they need to get a little bit more of a clear vision. But Web3 Foundation grants program, so that's obviously Gavin Wood for Polkadot. I would say definitely something to, I mean, I'm giving an honest critique, right? I would say they need to get, like, I think they're just like, hey guys, we're starting a cryptocurrency project. We're doing big things. And we're just going to copy everyone else and say the exact same thing that everyone else is saying and just kind of ride the wave. That's what these guys are doing. How they would set themselves apart, I'll have to look into it a little bit more. But I don't see what the difference between this and 100 million different other projects are. I mean, there's thousands of projects that are talking the exact same lingo. I mean, what sets these guys apart would be my question. So maybe you can answer that. Opium. Okay. OVR is having a great day. Yes. I've talked about OVR many times. I mean, it went, like I said, it went up to 94 cents. I mean, when OVR goes below or above $1, I'm going to be like, whew, a pretty happy camper. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's just like, I'm still waiting on PPay to go to like $1. When PPay goes to $1, it's going to be fun. Yeah. When PPay goes to 50 cents, I'm going to be having a great time. I mean, that'd be huge. What's up, Bazooka Gaming? You recommend just like $100 into these low cappers, right? Something I'm willing to lose. The problem with putting $100 into a low capper, I'll tell you exactly what the problem is. The freaking miner fees are going to take like 40 to 50, sometimes 60, $70 in miner fees. So it's like you're going to pay more at $100. If you're coming into it with $100 in ETH, you're going to be paying more in fees than you are going to be getting in coins. Now, that could be okay. Me personally, this is not me giving you advice. I'm just telling you what I personally do. If I'm going to invest, the very least that I'm going to put is like $300 in Ether. That's the very least. Anytime I get a chance to put like 700 or a full Ether, $700 worth of Ether or a full Ether into a project, especially a low capper, like I have no problem putting a full Ether. This is me. I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'll put a full one Ethereum into a low cap coin and let it ride. That's what I do. And I'll wait months. I mean, sometimes I'll put a full Ether in it and it'll go down a little bit and I'm like, okay, but I don't like panic. You know, I don't freak out. I'm not like, oh man, I don't go on social media and say, should I sell and this and that. I'll wait because when I go into a low cap coin, I've already done the research. So I've already realized why I'm investing. So I'm saying I'm investing in this project because I believe what they're doing is needed. I checked out the project to see if I can trust the founders. I'm looking at their social media to make sure that they're active on their social media and that they're not just BSing and that they're keeping their community updated. And then I'm seeing what their roadmap looks like. And if all four of those things check out, I'll put a full Ethereum into a low cap coin and I'll wait and I'll wait and I'll wait. That's how I roll. Azuka said, how do you sell the coins once they hit $1? Well, why are you talking about $1? Because remember, the price per coin is really irrelevant. What you need to be looking at is the market cap, because the circulating supply and the market cap vary. So that's the divisible. So, you know, Cardano's got this super high market cap, but it's way less than Polkadot because of the tokenomics. So my whole point with this channel is to try and educate the newbies of like the tokenomics are what you need to be looking at. And if you don't know what tokenomics is, it's the mathematics of how the circulating supply goes into the market cap. That's what you need to be paying attention to. So like everyone gets in a, like the people who are still getting into Cardano, thanks to the 42 people who crushed up the likes, by the way. If you are happy that I'm in Mexico and you like tequila, you better crush that like button. If you invested in OVR or Cardano, crush that like button. If you want me to get back to talking about what I was just talking about, crush the like button. 45 people just hit the like button. So bam, baby. You guys said something about low cap coins. What I mean is I know how to buy the coins, but how do I sell them to get my gains? Oh, on Uniswap? So it depends. It depends on if you're using Uniswap or a centralized exchange. If you're using KuCoin or Binance, you just sell your coins back into USDT or BTC. Me personally, typically when I take profit, I would go into BTC. Okay. So when I take profit, I like to take profit when the altcoin's up. So if the altcoin's up like 100% over the week and Bitcoin's down, I don't know, 25% or no, 7% over the week, that's a good opportunity to take profit, store it into the Bitcoin, or you could store it into USDT. If you're on Uniswap and you got a low cap gem, what you do is you go into Ether. So you sell back into Ether. So you buy with Ether, you sell back into Ether. Or sometimes what people do is they will, again, this isn't professional financial advice. I always have to say that because you never know what people are thinking. You could sell on Uniswap. You could go from one token to another. But I will say this, the way that Ethereum, obviously they have that layer 2 coming out in July. The way that their fees are structured, I mean, I've heard countless times where people are like, where did my Ethereum go? Like they understood the fee, but they still were like, well, where did $300 worth of Ethereum go? So that's big. But yeah, I usually typically, if I'm on a centralized exchange, I'll go into Bitcoin or Tether. You could even go into USD. USD is just whatever. You can't send USD from one exchange to another, so you can send USDT because maybe you're like, all right, I'm going to sell my Cardano into Bitcoin and then or into USDT, and then I'm going to send my USDT over to KuCoin, and I'm going to use my KuCoin to buy Safe Haven, which is I was looking at Safe Haven. I think that's still got some legs to run because I think there's a need for that. I've heard plenty of people say, "What happens to my crypto if I die?" And I'm like, dude, actually, there's a project that's addressing that very problem. It's called Safe Haven. You know, because it's like a trust. Like people take out life insurance policies, and so Safe Haven, if they pull off what they're trying to do, I mean, there's totally a need for what they're doing. You're welcome, Azuka. Alex says, don't create a tax event with USD. I agree. Anytime you can avoid creating a tax event, unfortunately, from what I've understood about creating tax events, it happens anytime you trade crypto, period. Not just into USD, but into any crypto. So if you sell ETH into Bitcoin or Bitcoin into blah, 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 it's a taxable event. So that's why sometimes if you're like winning over here, sometimes cutting your losses is not a bad thing because you're like, okay, I need a loss on my tax return. So I'll take a loss over here and I'll move that money over here into something that I'm a long-term hold on because I need something to get a negative to offset my capital gains tax on some of my wins. Sometimes people do that. That's why some people, like really rich people, have like yachts that they just charter out for fishing boats because they're just taking a loss on it. They need something to take a loss on. It's called a tax write-off. You ever heard of those? There's people who do that. Check out Chad's VC. Chad's VC. All right. Todd's gave another super chat. Chad's VC. Let me take a look. That's a really low cap coin. That's really low cap. How long has it been around for? Since September. I don't like the emoji at all, but let's take a look. No. Sorry, brother. No, I've been around crypto too long to know. No, I'm not. That's like investing in titty coin. Okay. No, I'm not going to invest in that. But I hope it works out for you, whatever you're doing with it. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not. I'm really not trying to be a dick. But I go on a project, I go on a website like that, and I'm like, no, I cannot talk about that kind of coin on this channel. um, so Salad, you said some coins on CoinMarketCap have no cap. Use CoinGecko. CoinMarketCap doesn't always list the market caps, whereas CoinGecko is way more liberal with uh, what they would put on there. You guys know what I'm saying? Did you guys look at Chad's VC? Like, yo, if you were me, would you even talk about that? Like, no way. That looks like oh, man, no way I would talk about that one. So anyone else got any more projects for me to take a look at while we got me online? I mean, I asked for a low cap gem, and I got 80 people watching, and so far no one has sent me anything under 10 million other than Chad's VC. So shout out to Todd's. Todd's made an effort. And shout out to Todd's for making an effort. MPH, you talking about 88 miles per hour? Let me take a look. I remember when Elio Trade shilled the heck out of that thing and it pumped. It's still pumping. That thing's still going. $37 million market cap. I think Elio shielded it in January, and it just pumped since then. I've noticed BitBoy, man, that guy is like the king of clickbait. And I'm not talking smack on BitBoy. Please don't think I am. I'm just saying, like, that guy is the king of clickbait. And I've watched a couple of his projects that he talks about. Now, obviously, I don't get them all right, and you just have to expect that I don't get them all right, right? But BitBoy, he showed like Phantasma. He showed a couple others, and they just totally flopped. Like, people got into the pump and dump on that. I'm not saying he pumped it and dumped it, but I'm saying that the coin pumped and then it dumped, and a lot of his people were like buying it. But poor BitBoy, man. Actually, not poor BitBoy, because one thing I noticed about BitBoy is he has no conscience. Like, that guy will just keep going no matter what. He doesn't even say this is not professional financial advice or anything. He just keeps pounding away. Either that guy knows something that I don't know, or he's just like totally confident. That guy like totally goes all in. I wish I could be like that, but like I don't want to go that route. I mean, if he wins out, he's really doing great. But ESS, let me take a look at ESS. All right, so I'm getting some low cappers coming in. Essentia. That is a low capper. Looks like a decent one. Let me take a look. It's kind of like PPay. Looks a lot like PPay. Who gave me that one? Let's see. That guy deserves a shout out. WOC, WOC. Shout out to you. I've got to do a little bit more. I've got to do a little bit more research on this project to see who their team is. Do they have their team readily available? It's a little bit concerning when I don't know who the team is. There's their team. Yeah, I'm going to start taking a look at this. I'm going to take a look at this Essentia. You got my attention on this one. Shout out to WOC. So I think we found one, boys and girls. WOC. Take a look at it. Pijo says, BitBoy is the John Madden of crypto. Brandon says, BitBoy has a 10-year-old fan base. Yeah, I mean, I was wondering who follows BitBoy, because I'm like, I don't think too many like OGs follow BitBoy. Like, he's a nice guy. Like, he's cool. He's a cool guy. But I'm like, dude, BitBoy is like every single one of his titles. He's like 50x, 100x. I mean, I'm scared to put like 10x or 15x on my thumbnails, because I'm like, I don't think it'll 10x or 15x. I don't think, BitBoy will be like, Cardano by the end of 2021 can 100x or 50x. And I'm like, all right. All right. If that's true, BitBoy, I'm going to be living in the Bahamas by the end of the year. I'm going to be living in if BitBoy's true, because I think he said Cardano was going to 50x in 2021. So if he's accurate, being that, as you guys know, I bought a lot of Cardano around 10 cents. Like I loaded up on Cardano at 10 cents. If he's right, and it 50x is from here at around about $1.05, so it'll be a $50 Cardano. I will be living probably in a mansion. I mean, what else am I going to do with my money? So I don't know, but I mean, so I'm like, yeah, that would be great, BitBoy. I hope you're right, but I'm like, I just don't think BitBoy's right on that. I don't think Cardano is going to 50x from here. Yeah, by September. But I mean, I really hope it does. Fingers crossed. But I was just like, dude, if that's not a clickbait title, I don't know what is. Tom says, Jeff, Tittycoin rebranded to Limitless. Oh God. Who are the founders behind Tittycoin? Like, are they from like Cheetahs? Cheetahs? Like they must work for Brazers or something. Everyone's like, for real though, I'm hoping Cardano 50x's. Yeah, I mean, heck, if you buy Bitcoin or if you buy Cardano right now and it 50x's, you'll be sitting on an amount of money. I mean, if you put $1,000 into Cardano and it 50x's from here, you'll be at 50,000. And shout out to all the OGs who bought $1,000 worth of Cardano at 10 cents. So hopefully, like today, he was talking about Kusama. It sounds like I'm talking smack on BitBoy, but I'm not. I'm just analyzing his picks. He said Kusama is going to do something crazy. Like, let me take a look at what he said about Kusama, because he literally shilled the heck out of Kusama. Now, I'm all good with that because I've been holding a bag of Kusama since December. He said, next Polkadot 10x, why Kusama will explode in 2021. I'm all good with that. I'm all good with that, BitBoy. But he's like, will Kusama explode in 2021? So I'm like, well, let's take a look at Kusama. I mean, we all know it's the test net for Polkadot, right? So I'm like, all right, it's sitting at 1.9 billion. So, I mean, what is he suggesting? That this thing's going to go to 20 billion? Possible. That would be a 10x from here. Is that what he said? Yeah, he said it's going to go 10x. So he says it's going to $20 billion market cap. Okay. I'll be happy about that. Me personally, again, I could, with that pick, I'll be with his Cardano pick, if that comes to fruition, because you know, BitBoy, he's one of those guys who's like, yet again, my prediction, as always, came true. So if his predictions continue to come true, because Swami over here, you know, Nostradamus of crypto, making these predictions, if he's correct, I think all of us, I don't know how many of you guys hold Kusama. I know I hold Kusama. I know I hold Cardano. I mean, I'm going to sell at some point. If it goes crazy like that, if it goes parabolic, I'm selling at some point. I think Kusama could go to a $5 billion market cap, but do I think it'll go to 20 billion? I'd be amazed if it did. Wow. I'd be amazed. Long range crypto. BitBoy bought 500K of ADA. Yeah, I mean, it's a whole lot easier to buy 500K at 10 cents than it is to buy 500K at $1. Remember that coin, Potcoin, and Dennis Rodman was shilling Potcoin? He'd be like wearing a Potcoin shirt. Whatever happened to Potcoin? Every time I'm out and about, like going somewhere, and I start talking about cryptocurrency or like investing, like people on planes and stuff, they'll be like, I'm investing in cannabis stocks. And the first thing I think is like, well, shit, if that's the case, I'll just invest in Potcoin. You know, I'm like, yeah, forget a cannabis stock. I'll invest in Potcoin. But then I'm like, no, I'm not going to invest in Potcoin. By the way, what is Potcoin at? This might be the Potcoin revival right here. POT coin. $6 million market cap. Should we start talking about Potcoin? No, I don't know. It's tempting. Dennis Rodman, if Dennis Rodman starts shilling Potcoin again, maybe. Brandon says he's been in crypto less than 2 years. You were the king of altcoin buzz, only that gave out gems. Yeah, I was looking at when BitBoy Crypto started his channel. It was in January 2018. And I remember back when I was making altcoin buzz videos, I had made a couple suggestions to people to make their own YouTube channel and talk about cryptocurrency. And the next thing I know, there's like a whole bunch of these YouTubers like Elio Trades, BitBoy. And I was listening to some of their videos and they almost kind of talk like how I talk, but now they've like obviously advanced onto like their own like genres. But like the early videos, they kind of talk like me. So I was wondering, I was like, I wonder if they were listening to me in the audience back then. What makes you say it will do a 5x on any coin? What are signals you look for? Swan Polly. Okay, so when I'm looking at signals on a cryptocurrency, I'm looking at the market cap. I'm looking at the like I said, so I'm a social engineer. I'm like a social scientist, if you want to call it that. That's why I really like economics, because economics is really a form of social engineering. So I'm looking at the need for it. So that's why I like Howdo, because I'm like, people are demanding a decentralized social media platform. So I watched what happened with Parler. I watched what happened with Clubhouse here recently. And I think that as people get into cryptocurrency, they're going to be like, well, wait a second. Is there a social media platform that I can get in that is decentralized, that's popular right now? And Howdo is positioned for that. So I'm like, when the masses come in, they're going to go to something like Howdo, because they're going to be like, why would I use a platform that uses my data against me when I could go use Howdo, which is decentralized blockchain, and I could tip and use cryptocurrency on there. So I think something like that. So I'm like, there's a demand for it. Then I look at the tokenomics and I'm like, Howdo's market cap. So I'm like looking at how easy it is to move that market cap, right? So if I look here, it's a $3.5 million market cap. So I'm like, that thing's really easy to 5x from here. I mean, it's just got to go to, I mean, let's give it a $20 million market cap. I mean, $20 million market cap, but that thing just 5x. And I think if you look at how easy it is to get to a $20 million market cap, you literally just have to get like some adoption. So something like that, pretty easy. Like OVR was pretty obvious. PPay was pretty obvious. I mean, but again, it depends on your price point. If you enter into something late, like if you enter OVR right now, your prospects of gains are not going to be what they were when it was like really low. When it was like a $2 million market cap, that was the time to enter OVR. Now it's $10 million market cap. Yeah, there's gains, but you're a little bit late to the party. So like, I'm not going to just say, it's not too late to the party, that's for dang sure. But I would say, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I cannot drill this home enough. It comes down to the market cap. Z-Man says, I've lost money with PPay. How did you lose money with PPay, dude? We were talking about PPay at 2 cents on this channel. We talked about PPay again at 4 cents. We talked about it at 6 cents. How did you lose money with PPay? Unless you FOMO'd. So I apologize if you FOMO'd, because we don't FOMO around here. I do FOMO. When was the last time I FOMO'd? I did FOMO. I know I FOMO'd it. I know I FOMO'd a couple times in this market. There's got to be one that I FOMO'd. There's got to be one that stands out that I FOMO'd in. I'll tell you right now. Let me see if I can find you one where I also FOMO'd. So everyone FOMOs every once in a while. Which one did I FOMO in? Now you got me looking at what I FOMO'd into. It's hard to get me to FOMO, but I think I have FOMO'd. I know I have. Unfortunately, I don't see anything that I FOMO'd into. So yeah, guys, don't FOMO. I've had to have FOMO'd. I'm not even kidding. I'm like trying to see if I think I FOMO'd into Phantasma. That was one where I got hosed. So BitBoy, that was one where I FOMO'd. BitBoy pumped Phantasma, and I bought into Phantasma around 45 cents. something like that. And I was like, all right, BitBoy, I'm gonna play the BitBoy game. I'm gonna get into one of BitBoy's. I'm gonna just test the waters with the BitBoy thing. And then that thing just like it like shot up, and then it like crashed down. And I was like, because I don't buy and sell that fast. Like rarely ever do I do a 24-hour trade. Like I'm long with pretty much everything. BitBoy, I think he's like short on a lot of stuff, and I don't know. But I totally did FOMO into Phantasma. Now I've got a bag of Phantasma. I'm just going to hold on to it. And I'm okay with that. It's not BitBoy's fault. I mean, I'm not blaming him. I'm like, I was the one who made the decision. BitBoy didn't come to me and be like, yo, man, give me your money and invest in Phantasma. So we'll see. Yes, some cryptocurrency YouTubers are really good at FOMOing. I mean, I can almost make myself FOMO. I mean, I can watch some of my videos. I'd be like, dang, I did a pretty good job of explaining why I should FOMO into that. Like, but I'm glad I FOMO'd myself into like, yeah, I'm doing pretty good right now. I'm even with the market pullback. I mean, I've got a lot of discipline in my fundamentals at this point. And that's my whole point with this channel. It's more than anything, I don't really want fanboys. I don't really want young people. I don't really want people without big boy pants. Because I don't want people who are like really immature following this channel, because they'll complain when the market goes down and this and that. And so I really only am trying to attract like mature investors, and then like communicate with other mature investors, you know. Oh, Jan, yeah. Okay, so INXT, I've super wanted to talk about INXT on this channel so many times. And I don't know why I have not talked about INXT, made a full dedicated video on this, because I look at it and I'm like, I don't see a problem with this project. And when I check a project and I'm like trying to figure out what's wrong with it, the only thing is the chart kind of goes like this all the time. But I'm like, it's a low market cap. I mean, I bought a bag of INXT, probably about a couple hundred of them when it was below $1 million market cap, because I was like, I did the same thing with Vertcoin. Vertcoin's way up. You know, I got in early and I just kind of waited. I bought Vertcoin maybe 3 months ago, and it's like, I bought it at like 16 cents and now it's at 62. It's been as high as $1.04. Because it's like a wild card. It's like INXT. I bought it around about $1.50 maybe. It's at 462 right now. I could sell it and move on, but I think like it's got a $2.9 million market cap. I think something like this could totally be a $100 million project, and I don't see why it's not. So INXT, I'm like, it is a good project. I mean, it's they got a working product, but I don't think anyone's really using their product. That's the thing. I was just on the AHI video. It was dope. Yeah, so San Diego was watching my Island Hopper video from AHI. That's how you pronounce it, AHI. If you guys want to check out my Island Hopper videos, the link is pinned to the top. Subscribe to the Island Hopper video. You guys got to check out, if you want some good ones, check out AHI, obviously, but also check out the Cabo San Lucas walking tour, because I do recommend every single one of you guys to go to Cabo San Lucas straight up. Tomorrow I'm going to Mexico City. Right now I'm in Guadalajara. Really nice hotel right here in Guadalajara. I'm in Plaza de Armas. Yeah, Jan, I hear you, man. I think it's a solid project, bro. Anyways, guys, check out my videos on Island Hopper TV. I'm going to sign off here because it's getting to a minute or an hour on the videos. I was very happy to hang out with you guys, and hope you guys are all doing good and profiting. Remember, you might lose some, but you got to win more than you lose. You get it? So don't be scared to get hit. Like, it's like if you're a football player and you're a running back, you're going to get hit. If you're a quarterback, you're going to get hit. You can't be scared to take losses. Like baseball players, they don't bat 1,000, do they? So if you're an investor, the goal should not be scared to lose on a project's investment. It should be to win more than you lose, if that makes sense. And if you're losing more than you're winning, maybe you just make a couple adjustments, okay? Because it's totally possible to win more than you lose. Thanks to the 64 people who crushed up the likes. Let's see if we get it to 80 likes by the end of the stream. If we get it to 80 likes, I'll keep going. We've got a minute. Z-Man says, hope PPay goes back up. Gonna be hold until it does. I mean, if PPay executes on what it's trying to do, it's going to totally be a huge project. I mean, it's got to execute on it's got to fall through. There was that. So shout out to the guy who mentioned Essentia. That's going to be something that I'm going to be talking about. INXT is something that I would recommend you guys take a look at. I would also recommend you guys take a look at Udo, UDOO. I know some of you guys have gotten into it and it's probably gone down a little bit, but again, filling that void of what's needed, and then signing up for it, using the platform, telling your friends about it is going to continue to get that project out there. And I would say with the market cap, it should move. That's just the way I look at it. But it's down. It's down. Okay. So and actually, when it's down, that's actually a good time to buy, right? So because you don't want to buy when it's pumping. You don't want to be like waiting a week or two and then it's on a pump and you're like, oh, I'm going to buy now because it's pumping. You're like, no, I'm buying the dip. So CAG says how many? Ooh, we almost got to 70. We almost got to 80. Some of you guys almost got it there. How many altcoins do you recommend we hold this cycle? Sometimes over diversification is not good because you will. I would say, me personally, I would say that 5 to 10 for someone who's like intermediate level could manage that. Not professional financial advice. For an advanced level person, they probably hold like 50 to 60 altcoins, to be honest with you. All right, guys. Thanks to everyone who crushed up the likes. And I hope to see you guys over on Island Hopper TV. I pinned the comment there to the top of the stream. So click that link there and come on over to Island Hopper. Check out my most recent video from Ahaik and definitely take a look at the one from I did Guadalajara. The nightlife one is pretty good, but it's okay. Guadalajara daytime video is okay, but the Cabo San Lucas one, take a look at that one. That's the play. The reason I say take a look is because I wanted to show you guys what Cabo San Lucas looks like. So we'll see y'all in the next one.